will bring, but we're really excited about creating a place where there's some element of, programmed material that you can watch, but then there's always this live interaction. And for the fans virtually, they get to go back on or backstage. They might be pulled on stage. And it's just a really exciting place to be in that we're cultivating with all kinds of new content and new types of programming.
Well, having had the benefit of seeing the app, it's got a great interface, and I'm really excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think it's wonderful, and no doubt it's going to really do well and scale, especially given what's going on right now with COVID and just, the change in lifestyle that is going on. And I think the great thing about the app is that you provide, as long as the talent is interested, more of an opportunity for more fans to really engage with people that they're very passionate about, and giving them that 2 minute of fame with their, with a famous actor or singer, et cetera. I think that's just a really great opportunity. I'm wondering if the Gotham Awards, for example, do you then offer that as kind of a taped show that people can watch?
We are, that'll be up to the Gotham Awards and the IFP. It is something that we've talked about, and it is something that we have offered in the past where we've had a live event that went so well and the fan was interacting. We did a cast reunion with Pretty Little Liars, and the fans demanded to see it again. So we actually put that back up and sold tickets to that. And, of course, that was actually a charity event, which went really well. But that is something that we can do. It's absolutely possible. And look, the platform's really evolved with the market. We've incorporated all of our learnings from the past year, and now Looped users will actively participate in experiences, not just passively watch content. And that's really the key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about how you transitioned from an advisor to more of, obviously you're heading up strategic partnerships for them, and obviously have a bigger role with the company. So you put on your entrepreneur hat, and then did that start to get the wheels moving about, gee, I wonder what else I should be doing or could be doing?
Sure. When I first met the 4 co-founders, I was just really blown away. 4 young guys, Columbia and Yale graduates, and had been involved with the music industry in different ways. And then, the other 2 were really in fundraising, and also our CTO was already very well established in Silicon Valley as well. And so I saw the combination of the 4 of them, and I was like, I need to be involved with them. I was really, really impressed from the get-go. And, from working with Steven Tyler, you ask 10,000 questions up and down all around about, something before you get involved with it. And I really gave them that drill. And when they had an answer for everything. They had thought about everything I could possibly think of. And so I was so impressed in the beginning that when I came on as an advisor, I wanted to come in and say, I want to work actively, proactively on this daily. I felt that passionate about it. So I came in as an advisor. And quite honestly, when you start working with a tech startup, you're putting your name out there. So you really, really do have to believe in it, and you have to be able to sell it wholeheartedly. So when I came in, I was always all in. I was always all in on this company. And so I just started getting more and more integrated. And as the team grew, I filled in any sort of gap that was missing, and I just did whatever I could to move the company forward. And we continued to do that until we said, okay, it's time to probably give me maybe a different title because I am so involved, and, I spent so much time really, really passionately working for this company.
Well, you've certainly been busy. That's for sure. So I want to touch base. We're starting to run out of time and I have so much I still want to
Sure.
ask you. So I want to talk to you about your children's product. And we kind of skipped over this, but I want to circle back. I mean, obviously you manage Julian Lennon, who's a huge talent. And I was just wondering if you could share if there's any exciting projects coming up we should know about.
Absolutely. So with Julian, he is such an incredible talent and across all kinds of different verticals. He's a photographer, he's a musician, he's a filmmaker, he's an author, he's a New York Times bestselling author. And so we've really spent the last year, especially during 2020, getting our team in and getting ready for some very exciting and creative projects. And I think with the music, we did a deal with BMG to actually be our label for Julian's next album, and this will be the first commercial album that he's put out in many years. And so that's really exciting. That will be rolling out in 2021. He also has a graphic novel that is geared toward middle school students that will come out fall of 2021. And
Wow.
we're working on some really exciting luxury brand partnerships that will showcase his fine arts photography in a really incredible and new way. So we also have, he did a cover of Karma Police, Radiohead's Karma Police with Nuno Betancourt, and that's being released to DSPs on January 22nd. So we're excited for all these things coming up, and I think you're going to just see him a lot in 2021. He executive produced a documentary that I think is going to be nominated for an Oscar this year
Wow.
called
Wow.
Kiss the Ground, and it's all about the regeneration of soil for a climate control solution. It's pretty profound, really. So he is absolutely a Renaissance man and all over the place as well. So we certainly make a good match.
1,000%. It sounds like it. All right, we're going to have to stay tuned on all this great stuff that he's putting out. So I want to make sure with the few minutes that we have left that we touch upon your children's project, and in sharing with us a little bit about that, because we only have a few minutes left, if you could share a couple things that you found really helped you bootstrap that business and helped you save time and money and kind of gain a little bit of a competitive edge during that process, or even with Looped, that you want to share with entrepreneurs, like some secret piece of advice that you think is really important since we all have very limited time and money.
Sure, sure. So just, with the children's product, obviously it's not out there yet, but it came from the idea. I'm a mom. I came up with an interesting concept and I wanted to do this. I wanted to launch this business and this product with my best friend. So who's also a mom and nurse. So we came up with this product. And in the past, I was always giving product ideas to clients. And I thought to myself, you know what, this one I'm going to just keep for myself and actually launch on our own. Let's do it. Why not?
Hmm.
So we are in the process of doing that. It's a product that encourages hand washing for small children. There will be more on that to come.
Hmm.
But I think in the beginning stages, you really do have to be so resourceful and, utilize relationships that you already have in different ways and start asking people, do you know someone who has an expertise in this? Do you know someone who might want to help me with this? Like, you really have to get out there and talk to your trusted sources, friends, colleagues, to try and to fill the gaps of what you don't know. There's always something we all don't know, and you got to fill that gap and you got to figure it out yourself before you can hire someone to do that. Um, and so I think
100%.
that that's a big part of it. And then also, using any resources that you have. Maybe you have the ability to bring on interns and give them school credit to
Hmm.
help you with something. Don't underestimate interns. Interns in business school, by then they could have their own business and running their own apps, and these young people and these young brilliant minds, don't underestimate them. And if they can help you launch something or help you figure something out and be productive and move it forward, that's a plus for them as well. It's really a win-win,
Absolutely.
So utilize interns, do as much as you can by yourself, try and figure it out, utilize the relationships that you have and ask for help, ask people if they will help you get to the next step. And don't be afraid to ask for funding. There's you are bringing people an opportunity. You're not just asking for money. So you have to kind of, and I think for women specifically, they feel guilty for asking for money or feel like, the lesser person asking for it. That's not the case. You're bringing an opportunity to someone who may want to invest in you and in the product and in the concept because they believe in it and they think they'll get something out of it. So you got to really kind of shift your mentality that way, I think.
Yeah,
But those are just a few
100%.
things that come to mind.
Absolutely. Those are all excellent. Well, where would people go if they wanted to learn a little bit more about Looped? Is there a website you'd like to give out?
Sure. And with Looped, we're actually going to be doing a full rebrand and new website coming in the next month. As I said, we're evolving very quickly and it's going to have a lot of exciting things on it. With Looped, it's loopedlive.com. And with Chicane Group, it's chicane-group.com. And that's the artist management and consulting firm.
Well, thank you again, Rebecca. This was awesome. We could definitely do a part 2 at some point soon, and I think you'll have a lot of good news, and we'll have to have you back. But I want to thank you, and let's. So we're going to conclude for today, but I want to thank our listeners. Please tune in next week for Startup Hacks. We have another great show you won't want to miss on the secret female founder strategies that can save you time and money when building your business. This podcast is brought to you by Women Entrepreneurs Global, the first startup studio and digital do-it-yourself startup platform for women. For more information on our guests, this podcast, and many other female founder programs, please visit womenentrepreneurs.global. I'm your host, Fernanda Carapina, and we will see you next week. Thank you for joining Startup Hack. Tune in next week for more interviews. We have another great show you won't want to miss on the secret female founder strategies that can save you time and money when building your business. This podcast is brought to you by Women Entrepreneurs Global, the first startup studio and digital do-it-yourself startup platform for women. For more information on our guests, this podcast, and many other female founder programs, please visit womenentrepreneurs.global. I'm your host, Fernanda Carapina. See you next week.